Welcome. The frogs have joined us today. And there's a stream right in front of me, so you'll probably hear that as well. Let's take a minute to just listen to those sounds of nature. And if you can think of one word to describe the feeling that those sounds give you, think of that at this time, and then send that word, if it's pleasurable, through your body. We start today in a short meditation, just focusing on our breath. And if you would like to join me in a mudra, in this case it's a mudra in which we hold our hands in a certain position. And this mudra has to do with enlightenment. And in this mudra, the theory is that as we hold our hands in a particular position, it reminds us of where we are striving to go in our lives. So with this mudra, if you would like to join me, this enlightenment mudra, you'll take your right hand and make it into a little cup, placing it on your right knee. Your left hand will have the palm open with the fingers facing down toward the earth. The theory in this is that in order to be enlightened, we want to be grounded and stable, yet we want to be open to receive whatever comes our way. So if you'd like to join me in our mudras, you can. Otherwise, just relax in any way that feels good to you. And let's begin by just focusing on our breath. We'll breathe in to the count of 5, hold our breath for the count of 3, breathe out for the count of 5, hold for 3, and then continue that pattern. So if you'd like to join me, go ahead and breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, expanding the belly and the chest. Hold, 1, 2, 3, and breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 3. Again, breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, and breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3. And just continue at your own pace. Breathe in for 5. Hold for 3. Breathe out for 5. Hold for 3. And continue at your own pace, either breathing through your nose or your mouth, whatever's comfortable for you. Go ahead and bring our hands to our hearts. And if you'd like to set an intention for today's practice, go ahead and do so now. Good. Then let's open our arms up to the sky and then bring our hands back to our hearts and open up and back down. Just flowing with our breath, breathing in and breathing out. Offering and receiving. We bring our hands down to our knees now and just begin flowing with our breath, warming up our spines, breathing in, lifting our hearts and our chins, and then breathing out, rounding our backs, tucking our chins in, flowing with our breath, breathing in and out. We'll come back to center and we'll pull our knees up, walk our feet forward just a little bit, but keep the ankles crossed here. Then we'll cross one arm on top of the other and then just round our backs, tucking our chins into our chest and possibly even opening and closing our knees, stretching our shoulders. And we can switch the way the ankles are crossed and then switch the way the arms are crossed. And once again, pulling, stretching our shoulders. Good, and we'll come back to center. Go ahead and uncross our legs and we'll straighten them out. Give them a little shake. Then we'll take that left leg, we'll bend our knee and cross that leg over the right leg if you'd like, or keep it on the inside. We're going to twist our spines here, sitting up tall. We'll take that left knee and hug it with our right arm and then twist around to the back, placing our hand on the ground, sitting up tall, possibly looking over our shoulder. Just a little deeper, pulling that knee in towards your chest. Good, and then come on back to center. We'll go ahead and uncross those legs and let's switch to the other side. We'll take that right leg and either place the right foot on the inside of the left leg or cross it over. Take our left arm, wrap it around that right knee, and then twist around, sitting up tall, and possibly looking over our shoulder. Pull a little tighter if you can. Good, and then twist all the way back around. And unravel those legs, shake them out. Good, let's take our arms into the air. Breathe in and then breathe out, hinge forward. Breathe in and out, moving at your own pace, breathing in and out. And the next time you're forward, go ahead and stay there. Gently roll yourself back up. We'll go ahead and come onto our hands and knees now. We want to bring our hands right under our shoulders and our knees right under our hips. Your hands can be flat or cupped or even come onto fists if your wrists are just a little bit tender. And then we're going to make ourselves into the shape of a C. So we're going to push our hip on the left side out as well as our shoulder. Turning our gaze to the left and then switching to the other side. And once again to the left and to the right. Good. We'll go ahead and this time place our left foot on the mat as we straighten that left leg. You can stay right here, or we can begin lifting that left leg, bringing our hips square, flex that back foot, keep your gaze down at the mat, and hold here. Pull the tummy muscles in to protect your back, and then gently we'll lower back to that knee. Good, let's try the other side. You can begin lifting that leg, flexing the foot, keeping our gaze down at the mat. See if you can get those little toes on that foot to point down toward the mat. Good, and lower back down. Let's wiggle our hips out. We'll come down onto our forearms, bringing our elbows right where our hands were. Interlace our fingers together. Allow our necks to just hang, and then just twirl our hips around in one direction and then the other. Beautiful. Curl your toes under. Keep your arms just like they are. Curl those toes under. Lift your hips up into the air. Push your hips back and your shoulders back, coming into our dolphin pose. Your legs can be straight or bent. We'll come back to our knees and then sit all the way back toward our heels, stretching our arms out in front of us, coming into our child's pose. Rest your forehead on the mat. Gently walk your hands back toward your knees. And this time we'll come up onto our knees. And then we'll step our left foot forward, keeping the toes facing forward and making sure that front leg is at a 90-degree angle. We want to make sure the knee is right above our ankle. And then if we can push that right leg back a bit more to get a deeper stretch on the front of that right leg, that would be more beneficial. We can place blocks or pillows under our hands if we'd like. We can keep our hands on the ground or lift up a little higher. Maybe even lift those arms into the air, right? Relaxing our shoulders and holding here. Good, we'll lower those arms down and we'll flow with our breath. Breathe in as our hearts are open. Breathe out as we straighten our front leg. Breathe in and out. Maybe even lifting the toes, lifting the foot. Good. And the next time your head is towards your knee, go ahead and hold there. Trying to square those hips. Good, we'll come forward again. And this time we're going to take the left foot out to the side, bringing both hands to the inside. Again, we can have blocks there. And if you'd like, you can roll onto the edge of your left foot to open up this hip a little bit more. You can stay high here. If that's enough of a stretch on that inner thigh, we can stay. Or if you'd like, you can come down a little bit further, maybe onto one forearm, maybe two. Decide what works for you. If you lowered yourself, go ahead and come back up, and we'll all walk that leg back in toward the center. Very nice. This time we'll leave our right hand on the mat, and we'll just circle that left arm around, breathing in and out. Lubricating the shoulder. And reverse the direction. Good. And now we'll pull that left leg back. And let's step the right foot forward. Once again, making sure that right leg is at a 90-degree angle, pushing that left leg back to really feel a stretch in the thigh and the psoas muscle. And then decide if you want to keep your hands on the ground, up higher, maybe even lift it into the air. Just listening to your body. When you're ready, go ahead and lower your hands back down, and we'll flow with our breath. Breathe in with our hearts open. Breathe out as we lean forward toward our outstretched leg. Breathe in and out, flowing with your breath. And the next time you're stretching toward your leg, you can stay right there. Once again, making sure the hips are even. And then gently come forward. And we'll walk this time our right foot out to the edge of the mat. Maybe coming on to the edge of that foot. We can keep our hands right on the mat. Or if you want to come down onto forearms or even just one forearm, you can do that. You can also place a pillow under your forehead if that feels better. Stretching that inner thigh. When you're ready, come on back up. If you've lowered yourself, we'll walk that leg back in. And this time we'll keep that left hand down on the mat and circle the right arm around. And reverse the direction. And come on back to center. And we'll go ahead and take both knees back. And once again, we'll twirl our hips around. So bring your elbows down under your shoulders. Interlace your fingers together and just twirl those hips around in one direction and the other. Good. Then we're going to come up to a standing position. So in order to do that, we'll plant our hands on the mat in front of us, fingers facing forward, curl our toes under, push our hips into the air and push our shoulders back, coming into our down dog. And pedal your feet here if you'd like to stretch your calves. Let your neck release. Good, then bend your knees and carefully walk your feet towards your hands and allow yourself to just hang here. Your knees can be bent or straight. And then roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Good, let's do some shoulder rolls back. And forward. Very nice. Let's go ahead and stretch our shoulders a little bit more. Take that left arm in front of you, cross it across your body, grab that left arm with your right hand wherever it feels good to you. Keep the torso straight and stretch your shoulder. try the other side. Shake those shoulders out. Then lift that right arm up and cross it across your body. Pulling that arm in towards your body. And gently lower down and shake those shoulders out. Turn your head from side to side, stretching your neck. Good. We'll come into our superhero pose next. Right leg. We're going to take our left leg behind us, pointing the toes, placing that foot on the mat. We can stay right there. Or, if you'd like, lift that left arm up. Stay right there. Or begin hinging at the waist, lifting that back leg, and hinging forward. Maybe even taking that left arm off of your left leg. Really working on balancing here. Good, we'll come back to center. Let's try the other side. This time standing on the left, touching the right toe back, lifting the left arm. Maybe we stay here, or maybe we begin hinging. Good, come on back to center. Walk it out. Let's lift those arms into the air once again. Bring our hands down to our heart and just hang our bodies here. Let your head release. Let all tension flow off of your shoulders. Keep a slight bend in your knees. And interlace your hands behind your back. Squeeze your shoulders and your palms together and pull those arms over your head. Good, then lower those arms back to your back and unhook your fingers. Let your arms just hang down. Bend your knees enough to touch the mat. And we'll come down onto our knees. Cross the ankles and sit all the way back. We'll go ahead and sit cross-legged and just twirl our bodies around, our upper bodies, stretching our necks possibly, or just our spine, breathing out as we lower, and breathing in as we lift our hearts. And reversing the direction. Good, and we'll come back to center. It's time for our final relaxation. If you would like to lie down, you can, or you could just stay seated. If you would like to have your hands in the mudra that we used earlier, you can do that as well. You are welcome to stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. But if you'd like to come out at this time, wherever you are, whether you're on your backs or sitting up, let's bring our hands to our hearts and let's bow to one another. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.